where do we start with this one? The 2024 A Real Pain. Got some Oscar attention, blah, blah, blah. It's hard to recognize anything Oscar anymore, so we're just not going to. Jesse Eisenberg, a.k.a. Mark Zuck, a.k.a. Lex Luthor, and Kieran Culkin, Mr. Secession. We have a 1-2 combo, just one that comes for a perfect combination of a buddy road comedy. Buddy road comedies have become somewhat of a trope to showcase chemistry. Two individuals who have such a chemistry, they can banter, they can argue, they can love each other, they can hate each other. A lot of road comedies follow the same beats. I would say this is no different, but each one is totally different, and I love this genre because of it. It really is an actor genre. A Real Pain. This is a reflection of a generation's pain in dealing with the Holocaust. There is a deeper commentary that runs throughout this entire movie, and we're going to detail that as well. There's a couple different positions with this film. I admire any critic that is just able to spew out a line of thought, because we go in many directions with this one. I'm going to do my best. Prepare yourself. Let's go.
Quiet on the set.
Camera speed.
Sound production, take 1.
Action!
AKAPAD here, your film buff. Excuse me if I intro myself right away. I just want to sit down often and get the thoughts out. Get out the big idea. So I randomly put this movie on. Subscribe, support, leave a comment, by the way. So I put this movie on because it's available now. It's available new on Hulu. Never heard of it. You guys hear this time and time again. Any regular listener. Never heard of this movie. And upon watching it, it got moved. Got moved that this $3 million epic, in a way. This movie is an epic of emotion and definition of self-worth. Like, how do we view ourselves in this world? How much worth do we have as individuals in our day-to-day? The minutia of it all. So I was completely blown away. My fiance, who I watched this with, completely blown away. Now, Kieran Culkin essentially plays the same character he did in Secession. Quick talking, smart ass, which is fine. He plays that part so well. In my opinion, is that enough of a worthy of a Academy nomination? I don't believe so. He may have even won the Golden Globe. We don't pay attention much to the Golden Globes. And we have Jesse Eisenberg, who recently made comments about his portrayal of Lex Luthor in Batman vs. Superman. In Batman vs. Superman, BVS, and later Justice League. His portrayal of that character, as much as he loved it, was it hurt his career because people couldn't untie him to Lex Luthor, which we will call that typecasting. Rainn Wilson, aka Dwight Schrute, I believe he was on the Bret Easton Ellis podcast. I believe he talked about that in fantastic detail. That really made your heart go out to him, because a lot of times individuals, you enter into the weird world of Hollywood to become an actor, and you just want to act. You want to be able to portray characters more than you want to be famous. And I feel like that's true, because a lot of times the price that comes with fame is just, it's not worth the exchange to sacrifice you being able to work. But I would refute that comment by Jesse Eisenberg. I would say your portrayal of Mark Zuckerberg, which is way more relevant, with just looking at the amount of people that use Facebook every single day. Zuckerberg just revealed that in Joe Rogan. It's like, I don't even want to try and quote the number. It's some insane number. Like 1/2 of the planet essentially is active on Facebook. Every time you log into Facebook, if you've seen that movie, or you're on Facebook, or you see the Facebook logo, you think of Jesse Eisenberg. You do not think of Mark Zuckerberg. So we kind of want to dismiss that. And Eisenberg here, he wrote and directed this movie. A lot of times when I see this, when I see something this artful, exact, you can almost imagine the script as you're watching this movie. I just think of, a little bit of a line that was repeated around Good Will Hunting, which was, we weren't getting the roles we were going out for. It's so competitive, so we wrote our own. And that is such a fun thing to say. It's a fun thing to think about. But then it's just like, wow, like think of all the other actors out there that wrote something even better than Good Will Hunting that cannot get the film made. Like there's still a way that those two guys, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, there's still a way that they were plugged in to get that movie made. Also directed by indie darling Gus Van Sant. Which started his, he made a couple back-to-back movies, Oscar bid stuff. But we have this with Eisenberg. We clearly see him writing a movie for him to direct, for him to star in, that maybe leans people away from Lex Luthor. I think this movie is successful in that. I love the $3 million budget. I think it made $20 million. For any up-and-coming production company, you like those odds. The house wins. So we have two friends. They want to go see their grandmother's origin. Their grandmother died. The two of them had different relationships. Different relationship with their grandmother. But they meet up at the airport, as you see in the trailer. If you guys are curious, they go to Poland. And they pretty much want to see the grandmother's house, and they're on a Holocaust tour. So, we can imagine the Holocaust tour or the Holocaust tour bus as, zany stereotype zany stereotype actors. There you go. And then along the way, we have the outspoken one, Kieran Culkin. I always want to say McCulkin. He's the outwardly one that gets people out of their comfort zone. We have Jesse Eisenberg, who's the inward one. We're dealing with the odd couple here, right? And, along the way, the two of them are going to fight. They're going to love each other. They're going to hate each other. They're going to come together at the end and realize that, they miss each other and maybe they should continue this relationship. The movie begins with Kieran Culkin just odd at the airport. It's like he's been at the airport for couple hours, and Eisenberg's like, what's going on? He goes, yeah, I've just been here. That kind of comes full circle at the end, where we see one of these two characters go home to their wife and children, and the other one stays at the airport. This is what the movie really is about. We have discovering your past, confronting your past, getting out of your comfort zone, breaking free, if you will. We have that in Poland. But then we have this airport scene that bookends everything. And Kieran Culkin's character is left alone by his own will at the airport. And we get this idea that either of them are healed from this trip. Either of them are okay. They're both in pain. And that's the real pain. The real pain is not the come to Jesus moment that they have with the Holocaust, with the pain and the atrocities that are literally in front of their face as we go through this tour. The tour in this movie in Poland is almost a metaphor, almost an allegory, perfectly woven into the personalities of both of these characters. This movie, I get the Academy Award nod, but when we have something this exact, this triant, this exact, it's sorry, I'm just searching for words here. I don't even know if triant's a word. Just scratch that from the record. The tribulation here, it's so perfect. It's really exact. How do we not give a nod to it? I'm very confused with how we look at film anymore. When this film hit, it really, I've shown, because I'm a part of a couple like indie indie filmmaker Facebook groups and stuff. And I'm strictly there, like on Monitor. I do enjoy just regular updates like that in my Facebook feed. This movie didn't go viral. This movie was now repeated, which is odd. Now, let's talk about the buddy road comedy. Recently, we have Josh Brolin in Brothers with the with the I always forget his name, the guy from Elf, and the guy Peter Dinklage. I was searching for Game of Thrones. They're in a buddy road comedy called Brothers. We recently have Tatum Chatham and the Canine in Dog, the greatest one of all time. Planes, Trains, and Automobile. We have Chevy Chase in National Lampoon's Vacation, which is essentially the birth of the family road comedy, something like We're the Millers. I'm reading off a little bit of just what's coming off the top of the Google search, but we even have Tom Green in Road Trip. Essentially 48 Hours is a buddy road comedy. We have RV, we have Kingpin qualifies. Maybe the most modern day like great one is Due Date with Zach Galifianakis and Robert Downey Jr. Wow, that was already 2010. Wow, I remember seeing this in the theater and just absolutely love it. It's like one of the latest movies I saw in Jersey. I forget that Danny McBride and Jamie Foxx are both in this. I have to re-engage with this movie. And who directed Due Date? Todd Phillips. It's Todd Phillips. Unbelievable. Such a good, $65 million that budget on the back of $212 million. These are usually low budget, and the formula works, and it really is perfect chemistry. I would think a lot of the times some of these scripts are studio driven or production house driven, like star driven. Because a lot of these stars run their own production houses, and it's kind of like reverse engineer, meaning I really like this person, I think they're great talent, I think we have chemistry on screen and off. Let's do something. This movie is right there. We seem to be a little bit on the run, a little bit of a golden age of actors and actresses. We just did Blink Twice with Zoe Kravitz writing and directing, co-writing but directing, and she's in the movie. A little bit of a golden age here. Like let's this is another takeaway. We're in a golden age of actors and actresses getting into filmmaking. Time and time again, these first ventures, these first entries into this are spectacular. They're just almost too good. And then we're at a resurgence of the American drama. This movie, in my eyes, even though you do laugh out loud a few times, this is a drama. And we've had more dramas now on this podcast, which I am ecstatic for. I'm so happy for. So, AKAPAD, believe it's on Hulu. If you have that super package, this should be available on Disney Plus. I'm very happy to bring you this movie. We don't care about award season. We care about great movies here, and this is one of them.
Okay, that's a wrap.